Piety. A procession draped in midnight-cowled cloaks sauntered down a gaunt stone tunnel. Illumination from iron sconces flickered across semi-exposed faces as each shape entered the cavernous shrine. At the channel's end, black candles replaced the sconces. Approaching the altar, a priest set a silver sacrificial bowl lined with rubies atop the slab. Another worshipper placed a rusted link of a prisoner's chain in the bowl's center. Upon the link rested the bloody eye of a legendary noble Strix. The next follower curled a wilted flower stem around the eye. Two holy decanters, one with dark liquid in a scarlet glass, and the other with cloudy elixir in flawless crystal, flanked the bowl. Lastly, a crooked knife passed to the priest. One of the worshippers ignited the end of the flower stem with sorcery. Crawling around the withered line, the flame grew. When the stem shriveled to ash, it audibly cracked under the unbearable heat. The eye charred next. The chain link remained unharmed, but the iron glowed marrow yellow. The priest struck a bell several times. Its penetrating ring reverberated around the ceremonial chamber. A melancholy chant erupted from the 12 pious worshippers. Ghastly statues of demons stationed above the altar seemed to come alive during the summoning, scrutinizing the gathered worshippers below. Cruel lines carved into the sculptures' faces deepened with shadows, making the stone appear something more. The tenebrious tones of a harp stationed at the back of the chamber enhanced the quality of the chant. The priest recited a summoning spell in the holy language. Fevered excitement swelled and engrossed the worshippers until the climax of the sacrifice, when the knife sliced across the priest's flesh in an act of agonizing homage and fealty. Blood flowed from the wound and spilled onto the fire until the life of the light extinguished. Silence gripped the room. Above the altar, a gnarled hand slid through the cave wall and collected the remains of the offering. Every cloaked figure dropped to their knees, humbled by the archdemon's acceptance. Clawing his way into the cavern, the archdemon, Dantrima, joined the worshippers. Dantrima was said to have presided over the Seventh Age, to have been a master of all incarcerators, to have been born and raised in the kingdom of Samet, to have tamed a mythical noble Strix, the greatest and rarest of the owl family, and to have the title of Dantrima the Cruel. And by the power of the priest's summoning spell and sacrificial offering, he stood before the congregation. His face would have looked like the bark of an ancient tree, had it not two long, twisted horns protruding from his forehead. Towering bony wings partially hid behind his leathery body, but their tallest point jutted out a full cubit above his head.
"Who summoned me?"
Dantrima demanded. Some of the followers trembled on the ground in response to his voice. The priest of the dark stood and took a step forward to answer the question. The powerful demon overshadowed the approaching man with his sizable stature. Dantrima eyed the priest momentarily before redirecting his gaze to the rest of the sanctuary. As far as the priest could tell, the archdemon seemed impressed with their assemblage of holy decanters and the shrine dedicated to him. The priest said, "We worship you, Great One, which is why we have summoned you here. You lived and died nobly, and we honor the suffering that you have endured as a result."
"I recall your prayers. They're the first I have received from a group this size in ages. Tell me, what is it you require from me?"
"We wish to share in your words, your wisdom, your philosophies, your way of life, and your power." The leader trailed off as he lost confidence in his request. Dantrima smirked, contorting his deformed face further.
"I will share my words and wisdom with all of you. As for my philosophies, they have already been transcribed in the holy texts, with only minor corruptions over the rotations. Regarding my curses, I will only grant you who summoned me with the warlock's ability."
Pain of 1,000 needles jammed into the priest's back. He collapsed to the floor, clutching at the inflamed area.
"My words are as follows."
Dantrima spoke to the assemblage while the new warlock wailed in agony.
"The words of the incarcerators. A whipping chain breaks faster than one adorned. But what you all are interested in is this bit of wisdom. If a prisoner flips a tray of food over after completing their meal, and their incarcerator retrieves it, a guard will release the prisoner and walk them to safety, unseen and unheard. Take care with whom you choose to share my wisdom with. And you,
Dantrima addressed the warlock.
Take care in how you use my ability.
With the cessation of pain, Piety rose. I will. Though he intended to honor his words, the priest already planned to perform the ceremony again, with the 3 remaining noble Strix eyes in his possession. The demon acknowledged his promise before leaving through the shrine wall. The bell echoed again.